Hello, everybody. Corey here. As a reminder, I am not a licensed investment or financial advisor, and I'm just gathering this data and presenting it for you for your informational purposes only. As a reminder, YieldMax ETF funds or ETFs are risky, and did not mean to do that. And on their website, they go in depth on each one of these risks listed here. We're just going to go ahead and jump on into the daily trades and holdings for ULTY. So, data's here. I couldn't tell you if these are right or wrong or whatever, but they are, I don't know what they are, but we have a put closing out a put without a call, and we have another one closing out 4 contracts of a put for some reason, which still don't match the holdings. These are issues, problem children from yesterday, and they still are problem children today. So, with that said, we're just going to go over here. And honestly, this area, somebody had requested to have the delta put on here. So then I started working on it this weekend, and then I didn't truly finish. And I don't even know if anybody else would care to see this or not. I had one more thing to update on a formula, but I had spent, which is this, I'd spent so much time on it. And then I got to the point where I thought, well, this still wasn't going to be truly 100% accurate, especially with some of these. They've been in for 2 months, in and out, in and out. So then I just didn't get finished with it this weekend. But I don't know if this is something that you know, more than the one person that asked me for this, probably a month or so ago. Y'all just let me know. If I do have several people that, you know, that want to see this, then I'll continue working on it. I know I've spent a lot of time on it already, but right now, we can disregard that column. And I apologize for that one part. I must still have it up on one of my computers. But I know it. Well, no, it's not this computer, so it must be the computer on my desk. Sorry, I know I should probably have this set up for y'all already. All right. So we'll just start right here, and then we can see yesterday's stock price for ULTY was $14.59, and today we closed at $14.93. So I just did the daily. I think it said we were up 2%, something, and yeah, we were up 2.33%, and the S&P was up 1.2% there. And looks like we have 25.4 million in net assets, and our outstanding shares have not changed. And as far as our short call net trades and premium, yeah, I'm not even sure at this point with the mess ups from this week, so I'm just sort of waiting to see what's going to happen with the holdings the rest of the week. If the 1,400 shares that they said they purchased yesterday that never made it to the holdings, if they never make it to the holdings, I'm going to assume it didn't happen and the trades had the extra 1,400 in there in error. Then I'll need to adjust, you know, that data. In fact, I'll just go through that first, I guess. So we see at the top, just a reminder at the top, if you don't want to see this, fast forward. But at the top, we had the synthetics for iPoint at the end of the week still. The short call expired worthless. Then yesterday's trade showed that they purchased, or that they started a short call position for this week for 1528 contracts, and they added 128 contracts to the synthetic position, which would have been fine. They would have all equaled 1528. But then when the holdings came out last night, it did not match, and instead it had the short call and the synthetic positions for the 128 contracts, but the supposed 1,400 new short call contracts weren't there. And then only the put was there for the synthetic from last week, and the call was missing. And then today's trades shows that they closed out the put that was on there from last week, but the call still doesn't show as being closed out. And then this is where we're at tonight. We're at the 128. So I can only assume then this shouldn't have been 1528 and should have only been 128 based on this. And then they didn't put the call on the trades either, the synthetic call. So the only thing I know to do, if this is correct, I back this out, this 1,400 here that they show in premium received, and then I will need to enter a line for this call up here that's missing. And then I don't even know. I guess I could just use whatever is there from Friday and just say, yeah, sure, it got closed out at that amount. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to do there. That would at least get it somewhat back on track, even though our numbers are not going to be, a 100% there. So anyway, that's iPoint. Then root, we still have issues with. So root here, at the top, we had 2 synthetic positions at the end of on Friday. And then on Monday, they it shows here, just like the other one, they had the short calls. They purchased enough short calls to cover the new synthetic, or the new synthetic in this case, because they did open a brand new one with different strikes, 40, plus enough to cover the synthetic shares from the synthetic of last week. So it would have been fine. We would have had, a total of 486 short calls and then a total of 486, synthetic positions. And then when the holdings posted yesterday, that's not what we see. We can see the bottom, the puts, the new 40, and then the 152 and 294 from the previous week. I'm pointing at it with my pen like you can see me. But it has these 2 puts, and then the second line here, that put. So that's these bottom 3. But then as far as the calls go, it has the 294, it has that 294, and then it has this 40 call for the synthetic at the top. But the 152 synthetic call with the $60 strike price is missing. And then we can see that we are missing the short call there, 152 from the short call. So I don't know if they closed out the 152 and didn't make it to the trades, and then therefore this put for the 152 need to also. But again, why does it say 486? It's just confusing. And what makes this one even more confusing is, and say I can't see their books, so I don't know what's right or wrong to fix or do anything here until they eventually fix their own books. They fix the trades or whatever, and they get the custodian to fix the holdings, and everybody's got to get on the same page. But what makes this more confusing is the trades for today show that they closed out 4 of these synthetic put. Now, this is the one I just said that we're missing, the 152 from the short call and the call. So I don't know if this was supposed to be 152 then at least if that was gone, then these numbers would, match up on the holdings just like the I-point one, even though it doesn't make sense based on the short calls that were posted and the holdings from last week. Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at something just to make sure that by chance this didn't have to be paid to be closed out last week, and then they just didn't log the synthetics or didn't put the trades in there. But no, because the actually I say no, but I can't even see the short call on Friday. So let's just check real quick. The short call on the this one right here. So we're looking at what root. So let's just make sure. So there was two short calls there, 75 and 85. Yeah, we were way below that, so we didn't have to pay to close either one of those out. We didn't have to. I guess that's the point. Didn't have to. That doesn't mean that they didn't choose to, which I don't know why they would. But I don't know. Maybe they messed up last week and did put some trades on there. Who know? Well, I was going to say, who knows? They know. I just don't know, since I can't reconcile any books here because I don't see the books themselves. But anyway, so then this is what our holdings look like at the end of day today. Here it is the same as yesterday minus those four, which again doesn't make any sense. So that hasn't fixed that four on the trades did not fix anything. And then here at the bottom, assuming that the 486 was correct, at the top, and then we still had those synthetic positions, and this at the bottom would be what it should be. But again, I don't know. We'll have to see if maybe tomorrow they get fixed. So we will skip those since we've gone over those a little bit in depth here. We'll have them highlighted in yellow and red over here. Yellow because at least the other one's matching the numbers, even though I don't, other things didn't make sense. But anyway, once, things get figured out throughout the week, then I'll go back and adjust the trades, and then these numbers will then be updated to reflect that data. So if we go here, let's just look at our clean spark here. We have a short call that expires Friday with a strike price of 20. We are currently 4% over that. So the minor stocks have been going the past few days. They weren't going while Bitcoin was going up there near the end, but now they are. I personally do not know why. I'm not a Bitcoin guru or anything like that. But you can see here that we are over that strike price by 71 cents, which is, bringing the overall ULTY stock price down 4 cents for the short call. But for our synthetic, we're 18% over that. So then it's bringing the stock up 11 cents. So overall, Clean Spark is bringing the ULTY stock up by about 7 cents a share. And then if we look at coin, we're underneath our strike price for a short call of 245, and this one expires this Friday. But we're still underneath our synthetic a little bit right there. But it's okay. If we look over the side, we're negative 2 cents, so we are fine still on those. And then if we look at Carvana here, we have our short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $75. We are over that by 62 cents. And I forgot, you see it here, but you can see the stocks went up. Clean Spark was up 8%, Coin was up 5%, and Carvana is up 6% there. And then you see our synthetic positions with the strike price here on Carvana of 65 and 80. We are above the 65 by 16%, but we are underneath the $80 strike price by 5%. However, these two basically cancel each other out on the right-hand side. for the synthetic positions there. If we move on to in phase, could have sworn I heard, oh, that would have been after hours. Now, how am I in two places? I guess I had this workbook opened up on twice on there on my other computer. But in phase reported, I don't know if any of you recall or if any of you watched the earnings video I did, but in phase reported after hours today. And if I recall correctly, it was not good and that it was going down. So let me see. In phase, yes, 6% in the after hours. So it looks like 113, and after hours it was 106, which means that one synthetic position is going to go down even more. That will still be above the other one. But as of right now, we can see that short call with the strike price of 121, we're underneath that by 6%. The stop price went up 3, but like I said, we're down 6% after hours due to earnings, and our synthetic positions over there right now are canceling each other out as far as affecting the ULTY share price. And then we're going to skip iPoint, and we're going to move on to GigaCloud. GigaCloud here, short call doesn't expire for a couple of weeks. We have a strike price of $40, and we're currently underneath that by 8%, and we are over our synthetic positions by 23% there. We can see overall the synthetic is bringing this up by the stop price up by 8 cents a share, meaning the ULTY stop price. If we move on to intracellular therapies there, we have the short call that doesn't expire for a couple of weeks with the $80 strike price, and we're underneath that one by 7% and above the synthetic strike price of $60 by 23%. This stock did come down 1% today, but overall it's looking like this is bringing up the share price of ULTY 11 cents. Janix here, short call expires in a couple of weeks, has a strike price of $50, and the stock price came up 2% today. And sorry, I was just thinking about something. So this is one that we just bought. Janix. 95% volatility. All right, because all of these are high volatility, but this one we just got, and it's so close to the strike price. But anyway, so this one came up 2% and is only 8 cents from the short call strike price there. And then we have our synthetic position, which is $45. We're 11% over that, and it looks like overall this one is bringing the stock price up 2 cents. Then we have Lyft here, short call expires Friday with the strike price of $17.50, and we're currently underneath that by 3%. We have our synthetic position that we're under by 9 cents. If we move on to Mind Medicine, we have a short call that expires in a couple of weeks with a strike price of $10, and we're currently underneath that by 11%. And then we have two synthetic positions with strike prices of $8 and $9 there, and we're underneath. I changed this after. It doesn't make sense though. But it seems like I changed this after I pasted values, though I will tell you I don't recall doing so. I just see that the amounts are off. Yeah, this is wrong, my crazy formula. Maybe it's because the way I have the formulas built, they're not usually sorted like this. I don't know. But I know that this negative here is, oh no, that is, I guess just this being 8 and 9 and 11 and -1 was just so far off, it seemed wrong. But no, we are 11% above that, and we are 1% below that. So that is correct. Sorry, it threw me off there for a second. But our short call, we're above 11%. One of our synthetics were above by 11%, and then -1% for the other synthetic. Overall, it looks like we're only down maybe 5 cents a share for ULTY. MicroStrategy here, we have our short call that expires this Friday with a strike price of 14.75. It says we were only up 1% today, but it seems like it was a lot more than that. Maybe it was because we were up yesterday also. I don't know what we were up today exactly dollar-wise off the top of my head. But it has been coming up. It's up a couple of $100, I know, from last I remember seeing it. So there, I guess what the point I'm getting at is there's a possibility that we could be at or above this short call stock price by the end of the week. I guess it just depends on how Bitcoin goes. I will say that I guess Bitcoin has been sort of dead, not dead, but just doing a lot of nothing. It's staying right there at about 66,000. So it's not great, but it's not bad either, since the halving. But we are below, so we're barely below that one synthetic position of 1350, but we're 11% below the 1500 synthetic strike price, which only brings the stock down 7 cents. But overall, for all of these, we're down, bringing the stock down 8 cents a share. If we look at NanoX Imaging here, we have a short call with the strike price of $10 that expires in a couple of weeks. We're currently underneath that by 7%. And then we have our synthetic position in which we're over by 24%, which these together is bringing the ULTY stock up 10 cents a share. And we will skip root. And then for Sunrun here, we have a short call that expires Friday with $11 strike price, and we're underneath that by 7%, or it looks like 72 cents. And then we have our synthetic position with the strike price of $10, and we're above that by 3% overall. This stock only looks like it has about a positive 1 cent effect on ULTY. If we move on to C, we have a short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $62. We're currently over that by 1 cent. And the synthetic position, we are above by 24%. So overall, this stock is actually bringing up the ULTY stock by 14 cents a share due to it being over the synthetic position so much there. If we move on to SMCI, we have a short call position at 775, which this one was coming back up today, by the way. After I'm pretty sure this one tanked really bad the other day. But we are underneath the strike price by 2% right now, but you can see the stock price came up 6% today. Then we have 3 synthetic positions with the strike prices of 700, 880, and 1,000. We can see on the right-hand side overall those, the negative or the $1,000 strike price is bringing it down more than anything, which is bringing it down 15 cents a share overall. I think it's rounded to negative 18 cents per ULTY share based on the daily roundup earlier today because I think this was the worst one in there. If we move on to Symbiotic here, we have a short call that expires Friday with the strike price of $42.50, which we're under by 5%. And then we have our Synthetic, which strike price, which we're over by 7%, which is bringing the stock up roughly 3 or 4 cents a share there. Then we have Transmedics here with a short call of $95 strike price, which are under 5%. Doesn't expire for a couple of weeks there. We also have our Synthetic position that expires in a couple of weeks, which are above by 7%. And we can see that on the right-hand side, these basically cancel each other out there. So has 0 cent effect on the ULTY stock price. And then if we look at Viking Therapeutics here, we have our short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $71 that we are under 9%. We have our synthetic position, or 2 synthetic positions with strike prices of $55 and $75, so we're above and under those by 18 and 13%. And overall, for the ULTY stock price, this stock is bringing it down by about 7 cents a share. Vertiv Holdings here, short call expires Friday with a strike price of $84. We are underneath that by 6%. And we have our synthetic position that we're above by 2%. Overall, it looks like it's only negative 1 cent for ULTY. Wayfair short call expires Friday with a strike price of $58. We're currently underneath that 25 cents. We have 2 synthetic positions with a $50 and $60 strike price, in which we're under and above 16 and 4%. Overall, it looks like this Wayfair is only bringing ULTY down 1 cent a share. And then we have Wolfspeed here with a short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $27, in which we're under by 16%, because it looks like Wolfspeed did drop 6% today. It's the biggest loser for the day. And then if we look at the synthetic position, we're underneath that by a total of 10% now, which is bringing the stock price down roughly 6 cents a share. If we look at our summary tab here quick. Clear. I don't know why NanoX Imaging's IV doesn't want to be there anymore. But anyway, here's the holdings with the weightings, the IV, and everything in the rankings, if you'd like to see that here. You know, y'all let me know if y'all still want to see this. Because, I mean, I've thought about it and then I just, whatever. But it's almost, so on the daily, I have the sector. I do have the date added because I think I added that not too long ago. It has the IVs there. Yeah, I think I added these all later because I was like, oh, I already have the data, so I added it there. And then I actually had the holdings because then that was requested later, so I added the holdings down here at the end, the net assets or the market value, whichever you want to call it. So this is actually already on the daily roundup. So this is really a duplication of efforts here. If you really want to see this, then we can, we can just see it on the daily roundup there. What I don't have there, though, is this, which I don't know that anybody cares to see this data anymore. But we have this little pivot going on here. And then I have this. I don't know that anybody really cares for this. This is more of I need to fill in the bottom too, because once I do this, when I remember this tab, I can't paste values. I have to get on the computer to do that. So I have to update this. And then all we have over here is the last dividend payout and our dates. So I don't know. Let me know if you even want to see anything on this summary tab. If not, then I just won't go to it anymore, and we'll just stick with what's the trades and holdings for this video. But anyway, y'all let me know, and I will let y'all go because now I have to go back to the spreadsheets and prepare for the YieldMax single stock tickers and then do those videos. But y'all have a great day tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.